Are you ready? It's the big one. Game Wolf plays F-Zero Stage 1 Remix. King League! Whoop, 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 whoop. Alright. I cleared out sciences. Just turns out it's transitioning to, winter in the temperate climates. Kinda sucks for all nose breathers out there. Also had to set up plans for my mid-fire because it's getting dry. Anyway, Deathwind 2! Wow, it's like Deathwind 1 folded into itself. This could be an issue. No zipper still, though, but still, this could give you a run for your money, so. Please have some amount of skill in F-Zero before attempting this. Otherwise, you're going to get your ass kicked. So, yes. The length of the video is going to apply to the last 3 tracks, not these first 2. They're okay. In fact, this just seems okay. It's just weird because I have to do like normal ass fucking turns on a not straight track while the wind's going on. So there lies the rub. Look at that! I even got one of the ordinary purple racer guy coming after me. He's not happy about life. He knows what he is, and he'd rather be the big top. He'd rather be his own man, not part of the Michael Chain gang, you know. Okay, he did make it ahead of one of the regular racers. That wasn't me. So that's interesting. No, wait, no. Yeah, he did. Good for him. He's gonna make it far in life. I'm guessing number 1 is Golden Fox again. He's impossibly fast when he shouldn't be. Oh well, that's what happens when the AI cheats. You get to contend with it for a while. Oh, that's another reason I gotta be careful with playing F-Zero X, because, there's a little funny bug that if the AI gets to be a certain way, the rubber band just infinitely increases for this one guy, and it'll keep going far into first, and there's nothing you can do about it. So that's fun and exciting. The only thing I can do about it is just try to kick everyone else's ass so hard that, I only have him to contend with in the next race, whoever it is. Whoever it is! Space aliens in space. Space. Speaking of which, hey, I was thinking about breaking into RDS stuff, and I probably just have to start with like Warcraft/Starcraft into Command and Conquer stuff. But there's some caveats. One of those caveats is, I don't mean alternate timelines. I mean alternate paths. So there's alternate goals you can win in an RTS scenario and I'd have to decide to myself to win both, just to show what that does. Anyway, I'll think about it. I seriously want to do it ever since StarCraft I wanted to do RTSs actually, but that's because in computer camp we had that and like Quake 2. I was just like, please, I want the more StarCraft. But I'd only be doing campaign mode. I'm not some esportsman like everyone in Korea is. I know it's a stereotype, but no, it's just how it goes. I think that has to do with what does that have to do with actually? Is it because of the transition from DOS to early Windows titles? That's probably it. Yeah. They also have baseball over there. Hey, this is Deathwind 2, and I'm only in 3rd. How am I going to make it? It's the same problem I was having in Deathwind 1, but by now it should be okay, because the rest of this track is how it was. And I'm not going to let that fucker get past me. I've got a speed boost, goddammit. Dick. What a dick. That was the exciting beginning of the Stage 1 Remix King League. Inform your next of kings. Oh, Red Canyon 2. Oh, that's nothing. That's probably why it's notice to mention. So it looks like Red Canyon 1 got a hat in the form of a playing shoe. We're doing the extra part of what Red Canyon 2 is right now. So let's admire it for a second and then realize this is rather easy. Yeah, especially after Deathwind 1. So this is your breather, but this is the calm before the storm that is the rest of this league. Essentially. But Deathwind 2 is just a rally out of your expectations. This is just to be like, okay, here's your warm-up. Yeah, I don't know. Do I look like I know what the designer was thinking? That's the other thing with ROM hacks, is that the difficulty, it doesn't matter how hard it gets, the difficulty can be schizophrenic. There isn't going to be a simple curve of, this is easy, and then later gets hard. No, it can be all over the place from start to finish. I suppose that makes that interesting to me, but not advised for the average player to try to cope with and be like, no, why is it so hard? And then like a few seconds later, oh, that wasn't so bad. That happens in puzzle games too, I feel. We're going to the canyons. How many times can I talk about a red canyon before I get red in the face? That's a good question. And I'd like to replace that with another question. Who are you? Seriously, who are you? I get some rather random people sometimes. I don't know who the hell they are. And they're like, I've been watching you since the beginning. I'm like, who are you? Like, I'm not saying that to be rude. I'm saying that because people who talk about my stuff like they know what I've been doing for the longest time without ever mentioning to me, I'm expected to know that they're telling the truth. It's like, okay, it's fine. Just, watch yourself. It seems as though I follow some people on Twitter who understand the things I complain about when it comes to interactions on YouTube, but I don't think that's a YouTube thing. I think that's just an internet thing, and since YouTube is so vast, like a Roman Empire, things get by, like comments written on a bathroom stall or something like that, That doesn't make it right. It just means, things like that are going to slip by, and I can't always pick up on stuff that happens. I'm not the overlord of internet society. I've got my own little space here as a little game bounty hunter sort of thing. And I like having my little space on the internet. I think everyone needs their little space. It's just mine happens to be on YouTube, and that's just a consequence of video storage rather than actual making of videos. Because then I'd have to manage not only like backing up stuff, but also how many drives would I have to check for doing as many videos as the average YouTuber does. It'd be like several terabytes. I don't know if I'm ready for that kind of commitment. Okay, now we're done with that little side venture. It's time for the big three! And in this corner, me, accomplished gamer guy. And that corner, Whiteland 2. Look at the size of that little bitch. But it has other things going on for it, too. Like, what else these three tracks have in common besides being stupid-ass long? They have mines. And they're in the dumb spots. Although I don't think it's that bad here. But, yeah. Watch out for that shit. A lot more slipperiness. Oh, God. And look, a little jump because I missed it so much. Whee! Good job. Alright, what we're looking out for is at the bottom of the track, I'm sure. Oh! Yep. There's a mine. I actually hit that one, but it didn't feel too bad. Like, I just took it like a champ. And even though it, you can see it damaged me, I didn't feel that bad about it, so. Also, having another pit there helps. You may notice that sometimes I'm doing a track there's more than one pit. I don't remember when, but I'm thankful for when that happens. Okay, that one, I guess, had to be hit. But we're good now. Oh, and that little weird. Yeah. So there's two pits in this track. That's really nice. I like that. I like when we use pits in creative ways, too. But, most of the time it's going to be a strip of ground that's flashing and be like, insta-heal! And I have to wonder, is that something we could do in the future where we just, put some special light on something and be like, heal, damn it, heal! I don't know. Could just be F-Zero League restrictions or just requirements where just technically the car could blow up at any time, but it's not allowed to blow up until the power's at a certain point, so it could just be games in real life, I guess. Yeah, that's right. Oh no, the slowdown. I do appreciate the 60 frames per second. There's no lag in a Super Nintendo game. That's silly. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I gotta be careful with mods of. Sometimes people put a lot of stuff on the screen and they don't account for the Super Nintendo's limits, which causes a lot of lag. But that's not going to apply here because where would the lag be coming from? All the other cars, right? And they're always about the same anyway. anything that's appearing on the track isn't going to lag it. That's what I know from my experience. And it helps that most of the tracks look kind of blankish. Like I said. And oh yeah, like play F-Zero X. That's a wonderful 60 FPS, and that doesn't lag, which is incredible for an N64 game if you compare it to like Ocarina of Time, which is just made of slow frame rate. Like what 20 frames? That's kind of disappointing. I feel like once we entered 3D, we didn't know how to do frame rates yet, and it's just now that people finally worked on it, it's like, okay. Like, I don't mind if you're like, okay, I gotta do 30 frames. I mean, like, you know, have it be consistent, whatever you're going for. Whether it's movie speed, soap opera speed, somehow 120 FPS speed. By the way, I'm sure there is a visual difference between 60 and 120, but it hasn't been necessary for me. Plus, you wouldn't be able to upload 120 FPS videos anyway. Which, by the way, no surround sound uploading either. That's kind of a shame. I'd have to wonder how it does that. I think I mentioned this before, but it's like YouTube has movies. And what do they do with their surround, right? If they're not in surround, or if they are in surround, then either we're getting jilted on the lack of our surround and the regular stuff that could be accounted for, or they're just not uploading actual movies with surround sound after all, which seems odd. If that was the one thing I'd have to fix about their movie thing, it'd be that. I do like how they have free with ads things. I mean, ads have never been a big deal for me. I've known how to block ads since pop-ups were still a pretty big thing. By the way, if you go to unused corners of the internet, there's still pop-ups there. You just don't think about them as much because people are going to the same places most of the time. No, the worst ads right now are the ones that are what we call pop-ins, or like built into the thing, where it's just like, please take a moment to support our ads. And I'd be like, we know you're using an ad blocker. I'd be like, dude, I'll just block your ad blocker. You know, we can have a nice little arms war. Which is besides the point, because I think the only time an internet ad has gotten to me is one, through promotional material, so like you'd be more likely to have me pay attention in email, oddly enough. And the other one is, weirdly enough, some social media, when they're actually trying to think as close to me as they can, sometimes they hit it out of the park, but that doesn't mean I pay attention to it. I'm just interested in what they think that I like, which is kind of funny. This is Firefield. We start with mines. Look how long that track is. Oh, sweet Jesus God. That's right. He's not just Jesus. He is also God. And the Holy Spirit. All three at once! Whoa! Never mind all of the visions and Christianity. That's what we're going with. Yeah! Also, there's 2 jumps there. The track isn't aligned. Cool! That means I have to do some little shifting and stuff. Oh no! Thinking in a racing game. What am I gonna do? Uh-oh. That narrow track can't be good. You know why? Because when the obstacle cars come up in the next lap, I guarantee you there's going to be an explosive vehicle in there, and I'm going to have to try to avoid it. Hint, it probably won't work out the way you want it to. So just accept the fact that damage is going to happen and always memorize where the pits are. Please. Always think about if you have to slow down during a pit 2, between either braking or just letting go of the gas and continuing. There's plenty of time here to let go of the gas there, so. Is that the only pit you get? No, not too bad. Assuming you don't hit these mines, which these are the easy. These mines are easy to dodge, and what's yours is mine. It's alright. Escargot to go. It's like a snail, but you eat it in France. Along with the frog legs. I don't know what's with that. Eating mollusks and amphibians. I don't know how suitable for your appetite that is. I'm apparently developing an appetite all of a sudden. A little too early for that. But that's okay. You know why? Because I'll have a nice hearty lunch soon. Alright, we're going to take this turn. Again. Wonderful. You know, Firefield isn't that intimidating. It might not... I think it's just dealing with the other cars as opposed to the track. It makes it tougher. But Whiteland 2 had the opposite thing, where the track was actually slightly tougher than this, and the cars weren't as tough to deal with as here. So it balances. I've also thought of Firefield as the future Bowser Castle area, so the Bowser's descendants will settle in a huge lava colony. I was also thought of this background a little bit and thinking, what kind of human culture will relate to a giant lava planet? And really the closest thing I thought of is whatever ancient society lived near a volcano, so naturally my thought turned to Pompeii, so a Greco-Roman lava planet would be an interesting idea for fantasy fiction, sci-fi, whatever you want to call that. Just trying that out. So have Roman lizards living on the lava planet. Yeah. It sounds fun. Or I'll call them the Latin lizards. Yeah, that's better. Latin or Greek. It's fine. Also possibly Egypt, but I don't know if we associate Egypt with volcanoes. We associate it with sand. And what else? I guess South America. That work too. Have lizard Amazons. And anything Pacific Island. Just anything you know about that's majorly about volcanoes, because, you know, you can't really be anywhere near lava, never mind touching it without dying. So don't try that. I'm assuming, at least in this case, to be realistic enough so that the cars are protected from that. Except when they go into the lava and get destroyed! So, but that's what's supposed to happen anyway. But they must have heat resistor fuel or something, right? That guy's just sitting there waiting for the end of life. What's with the explosive cars anyway? They already have a death wish. Like, it'd be one thing if they came back, but I don't know if they're the same ones or if there's just like a clone army or something. Am I up against like Imperial stormtroopers? Is that what's going on? Dun 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 ba da ba doo ba da boo ba boo ba doo. Lava life is for your hot single cars in your local area, assuming there's any cars that you can buy at this point. I like how you have to actually get new cars due to safety reasons, so even if you're thinking of trying to save on your old car, be like, damn it, it's not up to safety regulations. Then you're like, ah, shit, now I have to spend money. Or, you know, just install the seatbelts, dude. I'm on the last lap of Firefield, getting ready for the final track, which is Mute City 3. And you're gonna experience my first death. That's wonderful. Aha! Nice try, Dick. I managed to dodge you that time. I'd rather take a little wall damage and slow down than deal with your sorry ass again. Also, that guy waiting for me to jump onto him. He's suicidal. I know. And homicide doesn't benefit you in this game. It does in F-Zero X, but not here. Not here! Why are we all destructive in this derby? Why? Dupe. Lava. Pompeii. Stuff. Pits. I don't even know why I need the pit when I'm about to exit. I should just use... Well, I did use my boost, so that was... choice, I suppose. That didn't turn out... That was actually alright. Don't know why I ended up in second in that one lap, but okay. Look at this monster of a track. You can see where the first and second track were, and then you see this extra part of the top right, and all that shit down the bottom, that's where the asshole part is. Be careful when you get down there. Also, I was thinking that maybe some of the older parts of tracks can get overlaid with mines in the future, but I'm not totally 100% on that one. But there are mines here. I know, it's the first time you're going to see mines in Mute City, and you're going to be in for a shock, because, oh my god, it's so different, whoa! Yeah, I have to point out any menial difference that may exist in a raw bag. It's the only way we're going to get any material out of this. Alright, so that turn is actually not bad, even though it had the mines. And then you have this straightaway, which isn't actually a straightaway, but is fine enough if I didn't just stupidly touch the walls. Then we go through this part again. That was fine. Now for the new part of the track. So we got like 4 U-turns. Are you ready? Turn 1. Zoop. Turn 2. Zoop. Turn 3. Yeah. Turn 4. Oh, so much slowdown. But it's not over yet. Well, these mines. Oh my god. Oh no. 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 No! No! I'm dead! I lost. Sorry, everyone. I crashed out of the ranking. It's the only time I die, though. But it's still going to be an uphill battle on this track. Because all that shit happens right before the lap ends, which means the final lap is going to be a clinch. But that you've pretty much seen the whole track. Dude City 3 is a really asshole track. It seems normal at first, and then you have mines at my back. They throw you for a loop. Make me feel like a stoop. Stoop kids got off a stoop. We're going through this straight again. This time not touching the walls. See, it got my attention. You know, a death can be a real wake-up call to actually pay attention to what you're doing. Trying to play F-Zero like I'm supposed to be relaxed. Yeah, that's the wrong way to do it. Alright, let's think again. Is that in my thoughts? Well, think again. 2, 3, 4. Alright. Yeah, somehow the AI is going through that just fine, so that's likely where it's going to catch up. This damn mine placement while I'm trying to do these fucking turns, you know. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's something I should have mentioned at the start of this. So, there's a strategy to this mines in that if you're going to hit... Okay, there's those 2 mines, and those 2 mines, they don't matter. There's a strategy to these mines where if you know you're going to hit mines no matter what, try to pick which mine you want to hit first so that it doesn't block your way in the following laps. So purposely take damage early on so it's easier later. That's definitely an advised pro Gaming Wolf tip of the century. Damage doesn't just make you faster, it makes you more prepared for life. Because I'm so damaged, you know? I'm damaged. Physical and emotional. Oh, damage. Luckily, it's not the case when you're a car. A car cannot feel emotions. It can only feel the locomotions. So come on, do the locomotions tonight with me, babe. Hey. Listen, you. Listen, Mr. R1, Golden Fox man. Get out. I want nothing to do with your kitsunes. And the fact that they might be made out of gold this time. Did you know in the stats later where they show like letters, his car is basically DAD because it's a tribute to his dad? I think that's cute. Or as the cool kids that call it, wholesome. There's nothing wrong with using the word wholesome. Just don't overuse it where it doesn't mean anything, like with a lot of other words like epic and radical and all that stuff. But hey, who am I to tell you how to speak? Just speak for yourself. That's right. Unless you're mute, but you can speak yourself metaphorically. With your hands. And writing. So don't worry about it. How we doing? We're in first. There's nothing that could stop me. Not even those cars that are exploding. Exploding? I am the explosion, as in like explode and then gin. So it's like a genie that explodes. That's right. The Exploding Genie. That's my new Yu-Gi-Oh card right now. Exploding Genie, attack! Oh yeah? Oh, I have a trap. Doesn't matter. When it dies, it explodes. Oh no. That's my idea. Also having Jinzo. Because I like undoing your traps. Oh yeah, no trading card game LPs. No thanks. Even if I like the ideas behind them. It's just a matter of, because you're deck building and collecting, and I'd rather just battle. It's like with Pokemon. I don't want to do the racing, I just want to battle. Because that's so hard to grasp. And racing's only a thing you think about because you have more than like a standard party protagonist. Instead, you could have hundreds upon hundreds. You'd be like, no, how do I keep track of all my Pokemon's needs? Oh, God. You know. let's just say I wasn't that fond of the Tamagotchis back when they were around. They're still around, but now no one cares. Or they do care, and I don't hear about it. I don't go to my local Tamagotchi community. Certainly not a Neopets community, because that has a shit ton of problems I can't go into right now. Especially something I hear about, which is a shame, because I actually liked their games for a time. Back around what I'd call the Middle Ages of my life. Of Flash and Shockwave. There's a lot of good games that were on Lego.com I think I'd like to try for you, except I think they're puzzle ones, so I don't know. We have Adobe Flash, which, you could still use Flash stuff, just don't expect to use it in your browser. I think there's some popular Flash cartoons which are contending with the modern interpretation, because like, no, the internet's shutting us down, even though we didn't do anything wrong except use old, outdated code. There's nothing wrong with that, really. Because honestly, anything can get outdated. But we don't stop people from using HTTP because it's old, right? So why does that change for Flash? That's a good question. I think people just got tired of it. I don't know. I honestly think it could have stayed. There was no reason to get it right from the browser, except if you can still use it with extra plugin, that's okay too. In which case, not all is lost. In which case, that's how it was anyway. Also, remember ActiveX? Yeah, that was a thing. I don't want to think about ActiveX anymore. Get that out of my face. I could only do it with, like, Internet Explorer. I'm so mad about it. Wow, guys, we're actually not that damaged. In the final lap, in first. He could go all the way. The 10, the 20, the 30. Touchdown! Yeah. Goal! Etc. Excited sports announcers. They can make your day. They can make all the numbers sound like things. Here's some numbers that happened with these other numbers. And then people made them. And then we're like, analyze the numbers. It's like, okay. We hit the ball around. Little sports guy. I don't mean to mean that guy's like, oh yeah, all sports is a ball. No. That's not a reverse jock thing. Okay, yeah, that's nice. Have an explosive car act as a supplemental mine to the fact that some of the mines have disappeared. That's cool and stuff. And we're safe! Excellent. Unfortunately, because this track is so long, you're not going to be able to see the computer-controlled car make it all the way in one lap, because it's too big. Doop-a-doop. Doop-bop-bop-doop. Doop-a-doop. Doop-dup-dup-doop. Yeah, that was something. I don't think I want to do Stage 2 for a little bit. But when I do short DOS game episodes, it's probably what's going to happen. Fudge. Oh well. Wow, did he just hit the mine? Thanks a lot, AI. You're making me look bad. More than usual. It's like I already looked bad, but now you're putting an additional bad on my badness. That's nice. Yeah, that previous track, smooth sailing, I gotta say. And then this track didn't start out that good, but then got smooth later, which is how I like it. Starts out rough, then goes real smooth like. Hey, did you miss the credits? They're back. So, what do we learn? We learned that ROM hacks exist, and that they should just be called game mods, honestly. In fact, the only reason I call it ROM hacks is because the ROM is hacked. But really, we should just be putting in the same category as mods. So, if you want to just call them modifications, do that. I'm just so used to that. I'm so used to that vernacular that I keep doing that. So, sorry. Plus, it distinguishes between doing something like that, do a console game, than a computer game. Or like a total conversion. Which is kind of cool. It can result in a different game entirely. Whenever I do a ROM hack video, when you see the game thing at the bottom of the description. I always use it to match the base game, since the ROM hack titles wouldn't exist in YouTube's database, and that's fine. So, like, you know, Super Metroid hacks would go with the Super Metroid title, even that's not the title, etc. Same thing for, like, other games that just don't have a thing associated. I'll try to find the closest one I could think of. So this is how we do it. That's everything. Glad you could stick around for this. It wasn't necessary. This is just me filling in the blanks. I have been your host, Gaming Wolf Plays, and I would like to see you for my next project. Or if you already skipped this over, you're probably at the next project anyway, because it's probably more interesting. I don't mean to put myself down. This is just something I do. Alright, see ya.